Alright, what's up guys, Choker here, and we're back with another Secret of Mana Randomizer Seed of the Week. This is number 218, and for this week we have a Vanilla Long Seed for this week. Alright, so this week's seed, we only have 7 flags for this weekly seed, so let's go ahead and take a look at them. Starting off, we have a random starting character. We also have restrictive logic as always. We have swapped bosses. So the bosses are going to be randomized. We also have vanilla shops. So we know where everything is being sold at. We don't have to go looking for certain types of armor because we know where they're going to be. Other characters don't exist, so basically this means this is going to be a solo seed. We don't get to play solo seeds too often, and since we have a random starting character, we don't know who our solo character is going to be. So basically this could end up being a solo girl seed or a solo sprite seed or a solo boy seed, and it is vanilla long, so whoever our solo character is will have to beat the mana beast on their own. We also have random enemy spawns, so we can see any enemy in any area of the game. Last but not least, we have speed up improvements disabled for this seed. Basically, this is a nerf to the girl's gnome. The automatic run is going to be disabled, and the quick charge is going to be disabled as well. So the speed up spell basically is going to be acting as it does in vanilla, assuming that we have the girl as our character. But if we end up with the boy or the sprite, then this flag literally does not matter because they won't get the speed up spell anyway. Alright, so those are our flags. Not too bad. Again, this could be a solo boy seed, so if it is, we're going to have to play it very carefully. If it's a solo girl seed, it shouldn't be too bad. If it's a solo sprite seed, it also shouldn't be too bad. Although that depends on what we find, because solo sprite is going to depend on magic, obviously, mana seeds, and less so on more powerful weapons. But again, we'll see who the character is. Yeah, so let's go ahead and see who it is. Okay, it is the sprite, so we will be solo spriting this one. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, solo sprite can go one of two ways. Either we find some mana seeds, some elementals early, or we don't find any mana seeds or elementals early, and then we'll struggle. All right, bow start. I think this is the third weekly in a row where we had a bow start. All right, int and fire on the bow. So we already have an int weapon. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start our freebies. See what we can find for our sprite. Also means there's no girl and no boy in the seed. Okay, speaking of seeds, there's the earth seed. 6 elements needed for Grand Palace. Ooh. Interesting. Now we already know that Lumina is not in the seed. Okay, wind seed at a ped. And shade is required. But as I was saying, we already know that Lumina's not in the seed. Okay, fire seed on the ground. And glove is mid. Okay. We can already knock off Lumina. Okay, needed Undini. So 7 elementals, 6 of them are required for Grand Palace, so more likely than not, this is going to be an elemental hunt. One of those elementals is not going to be required. We got double bat here. We got to be careful we don't get ballooned. Okay, Lumina not required. We already know. Oh, gosh dang it. You would walk over there. I gotta walk back. This guy's annoying because he walks around randomly. Alright, Sylphid, Northtown Castle. Okay. I think I go straight to Moogle Village here. Alright, so we already know Undini's required. Shade is required as well. Okay, there's Gnome. And the Dark Seed. Alright, so already we're off to a pretty good start. 2 seeds and Gnome. And an Int weapon. So yeah, this is definitely a promising start to this run. But right now, we just got to go around and collect as many freebies as we can. We don't have to look in shops because, again, it's vanilla shops and we know what is being sold where. Okay, I think from here we shoot on over towards Mandala, get some more hints, get some more information. I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit. There we go. Alright, what do we have? Okay, Light Seed is mid, okay. Water Seed in a Forgotten Land. Mech 3 is a Weapon Orb. Fire Final is dead, so we don't have to worry about that. Sea Hare's Tail in a Cave. And Needed Salamander, okay. Not bad. Got a hint on a couple of seeds. We know now Salamander is also required. Water Seed is on Sunken Continent somewhere. Light Seed is mid. Sea Hare's Tail is in a cave. And we just gotta find some cash from somewhere. Chest? No chest. Oh, there we go. $1,000. We take that. Okay, $1,000 and needed Luna. Okay, so Luna also required. So that means Gnome, Sylphid, and Dryad are still unaccounted for. 2 of those 3 are going to be required. We don't know which 2. Okay, I'm actually going to step inside a Fire Palace here. Again, we need information. Alright, what is our orb here? Sylphid, okay. Sylphid required for Fire Palace. I do have 1,000 gold, so what I might do is grab fancy overalls. Okay, that's also silvered. Fancy overalls and a quill cap. I might just do that. And this is just in case we don't find any other money on any other check, but we don't know that yet. But I'm also near Matango, so I might as well get that stuff now. And I think the leftover money needs to be probably a Cobra bracelet. Alright, so we grab this. We grab this. Actually, I can't afford a Cobra bracelet, so we'll probably have to go power wrist. Once we get to dwarf fillers, that is. There we go. Oops. I think from here we go towards Mara. Oh, I'm sorry, Lighthouse. We'll go Lighthouse here. We'll go Lighthouse and the Mara. Oh, hey, nothing at Lighthouse. What do you know? Okay, bow orb on Mara. Honestly, I don't see myself forging any weapons this run. And reason why I say that is because we already have 2 seeds. We have Gnome. Luna would be really nice to have right now. Come here, Chrissy. Looking at castle for the whip. Okay, so whip could be treasury, could be witch's castle. Only way the whip's at witch's castle is if the axe is free somewhere, or if the axe is higher in the complexity chain. Because otherwise we can't get into Witch's Castle without the whip and a cutting weapon. Assuming it's there, which there's plenty of castles. Alright, we check ruins. We'll check castle after this. I honestly don't know why I came to ruins first. Okay, there's the boomerang. I don't really know why I came to ruins first. It was just... I was just, you know, walking my character over there. I really did not have any intent coming here first, but since I'm here, I might as well go get the stuff here. Now, I could go and check out the dialogue hint. I could. But then I'd be gambling for information. And I really don't want to do that. And by gambling for information, I mean there might not be any hint on dialogue at all. And worst case scenario, there's nothing here in ruins to begin with, so that's why I don't want to take that risk. I probably should honestly get my gnome up to level 2 right now. Before I end up killing something else. Okay, there's the axe. As I was saying earlier. Now we have a cutting weapon. Now it's probably... There's probably a good chance that the whip could be at Witch's Castle. And then again, it could be here in Northtown Castle too, so who knows. Alright, Glove Orb. And the Moon Seed. Okay, Moon Seed is nice. That makes 3 seeds. This early game might end up similar to the last seed, where we had a bunch of seeds free. So chances are we're going to end up with a really strong gnome early on. Okay, there's Sylphid. Alright, so Sylphid there. I'm going to shoot on towards Ice Country now and grab our freebies from there. Chances are what I might do, since we have Gnome and Sylphid, is to level them up to 3. Okay, not needed Lumina, we already know. Okay, there's the Midge Mallet. Midge Mallet actually might be pretty important to see. I wouldn't say important, but it'll be nice to have since we're solo. And our spellcasting animations are going to be like really slow, so Midge Mallet could definitely help with that. We actually have a few more 3 things we can check right now too, since we have the axe. Okay, there's Dryad. Go out. Closest place to here is Sunken Continent, so we'll head north. Check out the Sunken City chest. And also what I might do is check the first 2 rooms in Grand Palace. I mean, I know we need 6 elementals, but we don't know which 6. One of the remaining 7 elementals we have access to is not going to be required. So if we can find out any sort of information, that'll greatly benefit us. Okay, there's the Moogle Bell. Sure, we take that. Actually, we do have Sylphid, don't we? Okay, I think we go Dark Palace and the Fire Palace here. We'll check Dark Palace chest. Actually, no, I lied. We go Dark Palace and the Moon Palace in the Fire Palace. We'll do that. Because we know Sylphid is required for Moon Palace, and we do have the Moon Seed. So we can turn that in. And we may also be able to get the first chest in Fire Palace. As a matter of fact, we can get the first chest in Fire Palace since we have Sylphid. Whether we can get past that second orb or not remains to be seen, but we can at least get that first chest out of Fire Palace now. Alright, Spear Orb. We need to rope out since we don't have the whip. And here's hoping that Luna is not in a god-awful spot this seat. Okay, nothing in Dark Palace. Unfortunate. Alright, Moon Palace. Here we come. After freebies, I think we just go to Pandora Ruins. We'll do a standard freebies and the Pandora Ruins run here. The hints we've received so far haven't been that great. I mean, there's been some good ones, of course, but none that really steer us to a certain part of the game. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and throw a silence out here. Winseed? No. Okay, so nothing here. Unfortunate. Alright. It is what it is. Nothing at Moon Palace, unfortunately. I meant to go step in Grand Palace, but I forgot. Oops. Yeah, we know this is Silphid as well. Yep. Alright, this is a Sword Orb. That might be all we can get out of here for now, unless we get lucky with this next orb, that is. No, okay, yes, we actually can get through. There we go. So this happens to be free as well. Dryad Seed, ooh, okay, so 4 seeds. I know what I'm about to do after this. Alright, Spear. I do want to take a look at some of these other weapons though. Okay, Axe increase crit agility thunder, Spears increase crit int and ice, Boomerang high damage con fire. Okay. So Spear and Bow are both int weapons we can use. So I think what I do here is drop in Grand Palace real fast and check those first 2 orb rooms. Any information we can get right now is good. And I know I meant to do this earlier, but I forgot to. Ooh, Gnome. Yeah, see, this is why we walk in here to check these first 2 rooms, because you may learn something here. Gnome and Undini. Okay, Undini we already knew was required. Now we know that Gnome is required as well. And I probably should have just popped that while I was there, but oh well. I gotta come back in there later anyway. Alright, so let's see. I think we just go straight to Potos and power level to level 4. Before we touch any boss. And we can start with our cheapest spells here, those being speed down and silence. Alright, so basically, we're going to sacrifice a little bit of time to power level our spells to level 4. What do we have? Gnome, Sylphid, and Dryad. Dryad's probably going to take the longest, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal since we have faster magic levels enabled anyway. Gotta make sure we don't get hit here. And having the Midge Mallet makes this a little faster anyway. So, all in all, we shouldn't lose that much time doing this. Unfortunately, we did not find Luna during our freebies, which means she's, you know, somewhere else. And we do need to find Luna because we know she is required for Grand Palace. Okay, Gnome just hit 4. We're gonna start on silence here. We leveled up Sylphid in case we run across any snakes or minotaurs. We can pretty much one-shot them once it gets to level 4. Power leveling Gnome can one-shot like Spring Beak. Wall Face, if it happens to be vanilla, can be one-shot too. I am honestly skeptical of leveling Dryad here. I mean, I could do it. It's just gonna take longer though. As a matter of fact, I might not level Dryad at all here. I'm gonna save. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick with Sylphid and Gnome here. Because we know that they're both level 4. Dryad's gonna take much longer. Not much longer, but I'm gonna have to sleep more. I can only cast Sleep Flower 4 times before I need MP, so I would rather not mess with Dryad unless I have Luna. I think level 4 Gnome and level 4 Sylphid should be more than enough for right now, especially since we're still level 1, so. Yeah, I'm gonna make the call not to level Dryad here. I know you guys might be going, yeah, but Dryad has Burst, which does a lot of damage. Yeah, that's true, I know, but Dryad, Burst rather, also costs 4 MP, and while I could power level it to level 4, it's gonna take a little bit of time. Because, like I said, I can only cast 4 Sleep Flower spells before running out of MP. Which means I need to sleep more often. Versus, you know, using Speed Down or Silence. I can use him 8 times. Get more levels for the time invested, so to say. Alright, what do we got? Red Dragon. Okay. Let's go Jet Missile here. Sir, thank you. don't do that. Please don't do that. Last thing I need you doing is running off screen and soft blocking me, because that has happened to me before. Alright, Whip Orb, Spear Orb. Okay. Yeah, we really don't have any clear direction to go, so I guess we just go. Let me get a wristband from the shop here. I guess we just go and clear out as much of early game as we can right now. Go ahead and take a Cobra Bracelet here. Because despite the hints that we got, we don't know where Luna is. We don't know where Shade is. We don't know where Salamando is. And we don't know where Undini is. We know what's required, and that's a good thing, but we don't know where these elementals are. Alright, Whip Orb. Okay, there's our Whip. Here's Orb. Axe Orb. Alright, there's Shade. Shade is good. And the Javelin. Alright, nice. Whip gives us access to Witch's Castle since we also have the axe. What I actually might do here is pump up Shade to like level 2 right now and then just check Mantisant. I don't see nothing wrong with that because I'm gonna need Shade against Mana Beast anyway, so I might as well just use this now. And we're not gonna grind Shade to level 4. That's not necessary. And level 2 is fine for now. Now see, if I did this with Dryad, I can only cast Leaf Flower 4 times before running back to town and healing. I mean, sometimes 2 MP is just too much. And I know that sounds silly, but in this case, 2 MP is too much. I barely have enough money to sleep. I am broke. Oh my god, I'm broke. Alright, let's checkmate this in. Like I said, we really don't have a clear direction of what to do right now, so we're just gonna check stuff until we find things. Alright, there's Spring Beak. And Gem Missile to the face should one-shot him. Yep. And then after this, we go Gaia's Navel into... Actually, the Water Seas on a Sunken Continent, but I don't think that's a good idea going for that. Alright, nothing there. Go ahead and reset out of that. Alright, so I guess we head to Gaia's Navel here. We'll go Gaia's Navel, Undini's Cave, Witch's Castle. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go the other way. I'm gonna grab the Magic Rope chest first and then go to Dwarf Village. I rarely take this route, but I'm only here to save split checks anyway, Ooh, wow. Fire Seed is here. Oh, baby. Now, see, if I had gotten this along with my freebies, I could have leveled stuff to level 5. But honestly, that's not really necessary. Okay, there's our Sea Hare tail. I'm thinking Pure Land might not be a bad play. Okay, this is Luna, so we can't do that. Alright, we're gonna save. We'll check out Tropicalo, check out Kilroy, see what's on them. Not a lot of money on this seed so far, which is a little bit concerning. I need 2, right? Yeah, me too. I honestly think one shot of Earth Slide might have killed him too. Alright, Spear Orb, Undini, and 400 bucks. Okay. Undini we have to keep because we know she's required. Alright, so all that's really missing here is Salamander and Luna. Yeah, because we have everything else. What's this? Broken Bull. Alright, we got you. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a Thunderbolt here. Yeah. I'm kind of tempted to just run up Lofty Mountains and check the 2 hints at doppelgangers. Kind of tempted to do that actually. Alright, Axe Orb, Sword Orb. Okay, we can reset out of that. But yeah, we have a lot of options right now. Early Pure Land is also pretty decent. Full early game clear is also pretty decent. But yeah, we just don't have any sort of direction to focus on right now. Alright, I'm actually gonna climb up mountains here. Now, this is not really a gamble for information. It's not nearly as bad as Northtown Ruins gambling for information off dialogue, but we are gambling information here, which will most likely, it may cost us time. But if we learn something good here, then it'll be worth it. If we can get any information on Salamander or Luna, that would be excellent. Okay, Spirit Mid, we already got that. Luna in Upper Land. Okay. Luna's in Upper Land. Oh, God. Ooh. That was actually a pretty good hint. Okay, so we know the Wind Sea's on a ped. I'm actually gonna check Flamey Cave here. I want Luna. Like, I legit want Luna, like, right now. Because if we can find Luna early, well, if we can find Luna within the next like couple of checks, then that'll make some of these boss fights go by a lot faster. Yeah, I'm actually gonna check Flaming Cave here. Because we've already done all of the other upperland checks, aside from Wind Palace and this place, of course. So this is like a 1 out of 3 chance Luna's here. Oh, jeez. However, we also have to keep in mind that if we do not have the elemental that this place wants, which, I mean, let's be real. Chances are we might be able to get through here. If Luna is in fact here, then this can't be a Luna orb. So our chances are pretty good of us having. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we have Undini. Oh, this was actually pretty nice because we just got Undini from Dwarf Village too. Now, of course, we don't know what's here, so hexes. All right. 7 MP. I might as well just throw out gem missiles here. Her HP shouldn't be that high, right? Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, Hexus was only, what, level 5 there? So this is one of those situations where making the Flaming Cave check actually makes sense, because if you find a hint saying that something important that you need is in Upperland, then you might as well check this. And if she's not here, then we know where she's at. Bingo. Excellent. That's what I like to see. Luna in Flaming Cave. Okay, let's see. Now that we have Luna, we still don't know where Salamando is, and that is concerning. I need to save. Matter of fact, I need to level Luna up a little bit, like right now. I'm gonna save 2 for the Silk Tail there. Werewolf's out of MP. I know that. I'm saving 2 for the Silk Tail though. There we go. Alright, level 3 is fine for now. We're going to be using it during boss fights anyway, so it'll level up that way. Okay, so we got our MP back, so we don't need to sleep. We're just gonna go ahead and save. Yeah, that hint up at Jock and Jack was pretty dang huge. Alright, I do need to be careful getting over here because I'm still shrunk here. and I'm too lazy to use the Midge Mallet, so it's hoping we're gonna get silenced. This is actually bad. Alright. Yeah, that's actually bad. Because now I gotta wait until the silence wears off. I guess we can just do this. We do have a fire element bow, so it's not all bad. There we go. Yeah, it was unfortunate. There was a Nemesis hour right before the boss. But thankfully, we have a fire elemental bow, so it's not all that bad. We lost a little bit of time right there, but it's okay. Stuff happens. It's random enemy spawns. What can you do? That does tell me to go buy some damn medical herbs, though. Alright, boom orb, another boom orb, reset. Okay, so we go to Witch's Castle here. Alright, now I actually do want to unshrink myself here. Alright, so we are literally looking for Salamando. Because once we find Salamando, we're in go mode. Because we already have Dryad. We need 6 elementals. We know of 5. We don't know what that 6th elemental is. If it's Sylphid or if it's Dryad. It doesn't matter because we have them both. So once we find Salamando, we're in go mode. So here's hoping that there's a hint in Witch's Castle. Okay, he tagged me with that. That's fine though. So most likely we have to blind check Salamando. We'll save. I'm gonna take a chance with this chest. Money? Nice. We take that. Alright, what do you say? Sword late. Damn. Alright, that hint doesn't help us at all because we already have a cutting weapon. So we do not need the sword at this point. Neck. We're gonna put our bow back on. Let's see. We do have Luna now, so we can be a little bit more carefree with Thunderbolt here. It should be dead right here. Yep. Alright. Where is Salamando? That is the big question. That's the $64,000 question. Where is Salamando? Ozorb and Axorb. I should just reset out of that, but we found 600 gold in that chest, so I'm actually going to keep that. Where does that put us money-wise? 1510. Okay. Uh, I don't like this check, honestly, what I'm about to do, but I might as well get it out of the way. Okay, before I save, I'm gonna buy some medical herbs and candies here, just to be on the safe side. We don't need any of that stuff though. The wind seed's on a ped. Light seed is mid. Water seed's on sunken continent. I don't know if any of that actually helps us. I really don't know. Yeah. Unfortunate. Please, leave me alone. Thank you, Wolf. For healing him. Yeah, I'm not honestly a fan of this check. But I might as well do it. One, to fully clear early game, and two, because we pretty much have to blind check Salamander because we have no information on where he is or where he could be. And we know he's required. All right, let's see. Tropicalo. All right. I should probably just do Air Blast here, actually. Yeah. Maybe we can turn into Mana Seeds. I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing now. I'm turning into Earth Seed and see what's here. We can turn in the Dark Seed too. We turned in the Moon Seed. Nothing was there. We know there's nothing behind the Fire Seed pedestal, so there's no point turning in the Fire Seed. Okay, yeah, I figured this was a bad check. Alright, so nothing behind Earth Seed either. So that leaves what? Water Seed at Sunken Continent. Wind Seed on a ped. Light Seed is mid. I suppose we can turn in the Dryad Seed, I guess. And we know the Water Seed's on Sunken Continent too, so I might as well check that. Okay, Mech 1. Dead. Nope. Okay. Early game is cleared out aside from Water Palace. I'm gonna save split watermelon here before I turn into Dryad Seed. There is a possibility that Salamander was buried in the seed somewhere, and we just have to find the chain. We have to find the chain to get the Salamander here. Or Salamander just could be sitting at an ugly location, like Luna was. All right, so we saved. We're gonna check out watermelon. Okay. That's 5. I might as well just work on this actually. I mean, I have an excuse now that I have Luna. Okay. I'm trying to think where Salamander could be. Okay, no level up there. Fear Orb, Jab Orb, reset. Okay, so since I'm making Sunken Continent checks, I might as well full clear it. Now, there is an argument where you can play for, not complexity, but play for, what's the word I'm looking for? Play for check density. But, again, it doesn't take away the fact that you're checking blinds, though. Jab, Orb, Axe Orb. Is he behind hexes? No way, right? I mean, we do have Luna, so might as well do it. I should be casting Burst here actually because I have not now anyway. That was a I think that was a misplay right there. Yeah, I think that was the misplay. I should have been casting Burst because a reason why I should have been casting Burst there is because this spot is pretty much required. I can't save split this spot. So casting Burst would at least get some spell experience on Dryad. So, I mean, it's not that big of a misplay, but it's a misplay nonetheless. Alright, Bow Orb, Sword Orb. Gee whiz. Am I really checking Sunken City here? Like, what? I mean, I guess I can. might as well full clear sunken continent at this point since I'm here. And we already checked Upper Grand Palace. Oh, I should probably not have this. Hitting those switches with a long-range weapon is a little bit difficult. You have to have the timing just so that now we can switch weapons. Mech 3. Okay. I mean... jeez. I had to. Oh god, here we go. One. Come on. I'm tempted to reset here. Taking too long. I have to use my higher level spells here. Honestly, I think at this point I need to just give up on Dryad. And I know it's hard to say that, but she's just too low level for it to matter. When I'm sitting on a level 5 gnome and a level 5 sylphid, I need to just go ahead and use those. Try that fight again. I probably should have just loaded the damn autosave there. It's too late now. We are just making mistakes right now. I need to upgrade my armor too a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I love burst as much as the next runner, but when I'm sitting on a level 5 gnome and a level 5 sylphid, I can't justify casting burst. Not at level 0. When enemies are like level 9 or 10. I just can't. Alright, so we are going to first of all do this. I meant to do this last time. Now we're gonna cast. There we go. Throw this out. should be enough, right? Yeah. That's what I should have did last time. I can't justify casting burst now. It's too low level. I mean, yeah, you may be saying, oh, you can just level it up. Yeah, I can, but I don't want to spend the time to. Not when I'm sitting on a level 5 gnome and a level 5 sylphid. I just can't justify the time to do that. All right, bow orb. Okay, there's our water seed though. I have to keep going, I think, because again, we don't know where Salamander is, and Salamander could be down here for all we know. We have to check Salamander blind at this point. We don't have a choice. Another reason why I'm not gonna bother with Dryad now is because we are solo. If I had a second character, then yeah, I would just, you know, spam Sleep Flower as I'm running through the dungeon and level up that way. But when you're solo, grinding magic on the run anyway, grinding magic on the fly is a lot slower because you have to stop and cast, and you're not getting anywhere. Leveling spells on the fly is only good if you have more than one character. If you're 2 characters or if you have all 3 characters, it doesn't matter. Because you can just, you know, cast while running through the dungeon or running through the area. I can't be bothered doing that when I'm solo because it's going to take a lot more time. And I've already wasted enough time as it is. Like, when you're solo, you want to level up your magic all in one go, like I did in Potos. You just want to level it up right then and there. You do not want to level up on the fly unless you have to. And in this case, we sure as hell don't have to, so we're not going to. And as I said before, we have a very powerful gnome and a very powerful sylphid, so we're not going to rely on anything else, honestly, unless I need to, which hopefully I don't need to. So we're not going to bother with Dryad. We're not going to bother with leveling Undini. Shade, I might bump up another level just for Mana Beast, but we'll see. Yeah. Ooh, I only have Monitor Earth slot. Okay, good. He's dead. Woo! That could have been pretty bad because I just realized I did not level up after that last boss, and I needed to drain from something in Sunken City. All right, Whip Orb, Glove Orb, no Salamander. Okay. We did find the water seed though, so maybe that's worth looking into. I don't know. 2258. All right, let me, before I do anything else. I should grab an Ivy Amulet. That's what I should do. But I feel as though my money is going to be better spent on actually a circlet. I was going to grab Tiger Cat, but then I realized I'm 50 gold off of a circlet, so I might as well grab that instead. And bump my intelligence up by 5 at the same time. Keep that. We can sell this too. should have enough, right? Yeah. Okay. I mean, I guess I can chase the water seed. Here's what we do. Here's what we do. We'll save right here. We'll drop a save right here. If there's nothing behind the water seed, we will check the dark seed pedestal. We'll do that. Oh my god, Salamander is... He's gotta be in like a awful spot. Gotta be. And the worst thing is we don't know what part of the game he's in. Tiger. Okay. Now, in this case, I am going to use Undini because his magic defense is super low. And even level 03s is going to be effective on him. Yeah, see? I might need one more though. Yeah. You did. Yep. In that instance, we don't need to bother with Gnome or Sylphid because we have Undini, his weakness for one thing, and Spiky Tiger's magic defense is really low. Even level 0 spells will deal massive damage to it. Not massive, but a good amount of damage. Alright. The gold key and an axe orb. Smell a chain. I smell a chain. Let's chase that. However, we don't have the light seed though, so... Ugh. If Salamander's behind the light seed pedestal, then we need to go mid game. Because we know the light seed is mid. Oh my... Wow, alright, never mind. Never mind. I think that's all she wrote, right? Yes. Yes, that's all she wrote. Alright, Grand Palace. Let's go mode. I figured Salamander had to be in a pretty ugly spot. After checking pretty much all of early game. And some of late game. So really what we had to do was get the water seed from Hydra. Alright, so this is Gnome. Which I should have triggered that orb earlier when I was in here the first time. I'm getting absorbed. This is Undini. Alright, so we gotta keep track of our MP too. Make sure we don't hit 0. Because I don't have any walnuts. Sylphid, okay. So Sylphid's our 6th elemental. Hey, I knew it had to be either Sylphid or Dryad, the odd one out. Alright, Salamando. Oh, we forgot about this chest too. Didn't have anything, so I guess it doesn't matter. Alright, Luna. Jade. Alright, the last one's a duplicate room of one of the ones we seen earlier. We know Dryad's not required, so we don't have to worry about this being a Dryad room. Salamander. Alright, so that does it for that. Let me drain my MP back. I actually might use Dark Force on this next boss just to get my shade up a level or two. Oh, right. Did I reset out of this by accident? Might have. Didn't realize it. Yeah, you ain't dead yet? There we go. Oh, right, because I reset out of the Mech 3 fight. Because what I did was I reset out of Watermelon, did Hexa Spot, took the reward, and then I went to Sunken City, and then I reset out of the Mech 3 fight. Yeah, that's what happened. Alright, this should be Blue Spike, right? Yeah. And you should be out of here. Yeah. And now my shade is level 5. Okay, no level up there. check my money real quick. 1700. I might want to invest in an IV amulet real quick. And this is so I don't, you know, get knocked unconscious by trap flowers or any bosses that can knock me unconscious or anything like that. Because when you're solo, getting knocked unconscious is the last thing you want. So we're gonna go ahead and invest in an IV armlet or IV amulet, whatever it's called. I gotta sell my Cobra bracelet though. What's this called? Armlet? Amulet. Okay, IV amulet. There we go. Alright, fancy overalls for the armor is just fine. We should be okay for the rest of the game. Broken P. Level 5 Shade for Dread Slime. We should be able to pop him pretty quick. Hopefully we can finish this under 130. We can do sub 130 maybe. We should be able to. But yeah, I feel this is one of those seeds where you want to go after every hint that you can. Oh, I need to swap to the axe, right? Yeah, I feel as though you should go after every hint that you can here, because you do get some good hints, like that hint on doppelgangers or doppelganger cave. I think that was the one hint that kind of, I don't want to say saved my run or anything, but if it weren't for that hint, I probably would have last location Luna. And let's be honest, this seed probably would have taken much longer in that case. But getting the hint that Luna was in Upperland was absolutely huge. Okay, can we do freeze here? I might be able to freeze here. It's level 1, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think this is okay. I mean, Fire Gigas' magic defense isn't that high. I'm gonna need 2 MP though. Okay, never mind. Fire Gigas is another one of those bosses that has low magic defense, so even low level ice magic will deal a lot of damage. Ooh, I was right to say 2 MP. But yeah, as I was saying, the hint in Doppelganger Cave, I think saved, I mean, I don't want to say it saved my run, but it kind of did a little bit, because otherwise I most likely would have last location Luna. I mean, yeah, we had to kind of gamble a little bit of time to get those 2 hints, but it's better than gambling both time and information for the dialogue hint. I mean, personally, I think the dialogue hint is in a really stupid spot, but I mean, it is what it is. Ow. Okay, let's not smack the sprite up here. But the dialogue hint, you really have to. I mean, you're gambling both time and information, because time, of course, it's gonna eat up a little bit of time just to get there. Not to mention there's a boss in the way. And 2, you're gambling information because dialogue might not have any information for you, which means you wasted both time and information. All right, Blue Dragon. We got something for you, Mr. Blue Dragon. That was a low roll, I think. Yeah. Alright, so Mana Beast, let me think. I think what I do is shrink myself and then just chain Evil Gate and MP Absorb. I think that's what I do here. So we're gonna do this. Pretty much all I can do, honestly. Alright, 13 MP gives us what, 2 of these? We can't keep them still, unfortunately, because we don't have to go. We might be dead here. Pretty sure I can't reach it. He is dead. Okay. GG. I think he's dead. Yeah, he's dead. All right. Not bad of a seed, honestly. I mean, Luna was in a pretty crappy spot. Salamander was in a pretty crappy spot. But at the end of the day, I think honestly it comes down to gunning for all the hints that you can. All right, so 127.52 is our time. I'm not really proud of this time because we did make some mistakes during this run. This probably should have been like a 124, 125, but it is what it is. Yeah, like I said, this is a seed where going for hints is going to benefit you greatly. Now, some of the hints, not so much, but you do get the hint that you need 6 elementals. You do get the hint that you need Shade. You do get the hint that you need Undini. And I mean, the game gives you a hint that Lumina's not needed, but of course, we know Lumina's not needed because the girl is not in the seed. So that should automatically tell you that, hey, Lumina is not going to be required because there's no Primm. So you can automatically knock it down to 7 elementals available, and 6 of them are required. So now you tell yourself, okay, I have to find out which 6 are required and which elemental is the odd one out. So you go around collecting your hints and learning information. That's why I've always said information is extremely powerful on this randomizer. Extremely powerful because, I mean, yeah, it's the information itself, but it's mainly what you do with that information. Like when I went up towards Lofty Mountains, Doppelganger Cave, or the Jock and Jack hint, my plan there was again to learn as much information as possible. I wanted to learn, see if I could learn anyway, if I could have any information on any of the elementals that were required and / or any elemental I was missing. And thus we get a hint for Luna being in Upper Land. So now I'm thinking, oh, okay, I need Luna, and 2, Luna is going to be very beneficial for the sprite because it's Luna. So I'm going to go for that right away. Luna being in Upper Land means she can only be in one of 2 locations. After we already raided Moogle Village, we've already checked the Matango chest. She could only be in 2 locations. That being the Wind Palace pedestal or Flaming Cave. So I'm thinking at that point, I don't have the Wind Seed. There is a chance that Luna's there. There's a 2 out of 3 chance that Luna's there actually. And we know that the Wind Seed is on a pedestal somewhere. So if Luna's on the Wind Seed pedestal, I have to go look for the Wind Seed. But guess what? Flaming Cave is in logic because we have a whip. And we have several elementals available. So why not check Flaming Cave and see what elemental you need? And lo and behold, we needed Undini, which we had. So you just make that check. Check and see if Luna's there. It's a 1 out of 3 chance. I know it's not in your favor, but you might as well check it because 1, it's Luna, it's Magic Absorb. I mean, you're running as a solo sprite. And 2, Luna is required to beat the run, so why not check it? And that's what we did. And thankfully, we beat the odds, and Luna happened to be there. Now, I can definitely see, and I said this earlier in the run, I can definitely see Luna being last located by other runners because they may not find the hint at Doppelganger Cave that Luna is in Upper Land. They may not see that. But I can't assume, so I mean, these runners are good, so they may go up to Doppelganger Cave and, you know, get the hint that Luna's in Upper Land and then go straight for her, which is what I did. Other than that, Salamando pretty much needs to be blind checked because, again, we don't have any information. And not having information sucks, I know, but that's part of Rando. And blind checking stuff is a part of Rando, so sometimes you just have to do it. Now, Salamando being where he was kind of troll because Salamando was, I want to say, Complexity 3. Let's see, Salamando was in the first chest in Light Palace, so that required the gold key, which was on the Water Seed pedestal, which obviously required the Water Seed, which was at Hydra. which means we needed the axe to get the Hydra. So axe was complexity 0 in the back chest in Northtown Ruins. Water Seed would be complexity 1. Gold Key would be complexity 2. And then Salamander would be complexity 3. Yeah, that sounds about right. So Salamander's kind of buried in the seed, and you don't have any information on him. So Salamander kind of in an ugly spot on this seed, but again, it's random. What are you gonna do? And it has to be blind check. So yeah, it all comes down to when the runner gets that water seed. And honestly, I've noticed this lately with some runners, they don't like checking the back chest, and I kind of can't blame them. I mean, it is kind of like a minute and a half walk, sometimes 2 minutes, depends on if enemies get in your way and if they cast stuff on you, if they put you to sleep, if they silence you, or whatever the case may be. And you're solo, yeah, I can kind of see why folks don't like checking that back chest. I don't like checking that chest sometimes, but at the end of the day, it's a free chest. So, I mean, sometimes you just gotta take time to make a check. It is what it is. Yeah, sometimes that back chest has absolutely nothing and you waste a minute and a half. Like I said, it is what it is. It's randomizer. It's something you have to get used to. But the axe happened to be back there, which was required to get the water seed. And then water seed led to the gold key. Gold key led to Salamando in the end. So yeah, I mean, I guess I can say it depends on when the runner goes for the back chest in Northtown Ruins to get that axe. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that chest is free. You don't have to kill any bosses for it. You do have to spend a little bit of time getting to it, but it is what it is. Yeah, so early game, not too bad. The early game freebies gives you, I think, 5 mana seeds. Earth seed was in the Potos chest. That you get that right from the start. Fire seed was in the Magic Globe chest. We didn't get that till later. We could have got that early, but it didn't matter. Doesn't really matter when you get that. It is free in the end. Let's see. Dark seed was in a Moogle village, and the Moon seed was in Northtown Castle, I believe, unless I'm mistaken. No, yeah, North Moon seed was in Northtown Castle, so yeah, that was free too. So 4 seeds for free. The Dryad seed also was free because Sylphid, which you needed to get into the Fire Palace, was also free. So if someone sees Sylphid, goes back to Fire Palace, well, let me rephrase that. If someone goes to Fire Palace first and sees that Sylphid orb, and then gets Sylphid during their free run, then goes back to Fire Palace and triggers that orb, and then sees that the next orb is Gnome, they'll have Gnome if they go to Moogle Village anyway. They'll have Gnome, so then they will have access to that Dryad seed. So 5 seeds for free, which means the only real solution to solving early game here is to go power level your spells. I mean, it's just that simple. You do freebies, and then you grind, like you grind Gnome, you grind Sylphid to level 4 or level 5, and then go kill stuff. It's pretty much the only path you can take. There's really no reason to actually grind up weapons on the seed. There really isn't. Not when the seed gives you 4 or 5 mana seeds for free. It gives you Gnome for free. It gives you Sylphid for free. It gives you what else was free? Dryad, I think, was free as well. And I think that was it. Shade was in the treasury, so you have to kill the boss for Shade. And Undini, you had to kill a boss for Undini too. So I mean, they're not free, but might as well be, honestly. But Gnome, Sylphid, and uh, Dryad were 100% free, and you're given 5 mana seeds. So there's literally no reason to grind weapons or forge weapons this seed when the seed gives you that much power early on and your sprite. So there's literally no reason to do that. So that's what we did. We did our freebies, and then we grinded spells. We grinded Gnome, we grinded Sylphid to level 4. Now, I know some of you may be wondering, why didn't you grind Dryad? Well, and I said this during the run, grinding Dryad at that point, while yeah, you can do it, it's not like the faster magic leveling flag is disabled. But grinding Dryad takes time because it's 2 MP, you know, and that's why I said earlier, 2 MP sometimes is just too much, you know? You rather stick with the cheap spells. I mean, either, okay, let's say you're level 1 and you have 8 MP max, which is what you have at level 1. You have Gnome, you have Sylphid, you have Dryad. No Luna. In this case, and you have 5 mana seeds. In this case, I would rather grind up Gnome and Sylphid because I can cast Silence 8 times under Sylphid, I can cast Speed Down 8 times under Gnome and get 2 levels versus 4 Sleep Flower spells and 1 level per rest. I mean, is the math is simple, you know. 8 spells versus 4. You get 2 levels versus 1 every time you sleep. So in the end, you get more levels out of Gnome and Sylphid because they're super cheap and they're really fast to level up, especially when you have Midge Mallet. And Midge Mallet just makes things even faster. So that was the reason I decided to level up Gnome and Sylphid instead of Dryad. Um, I mean, don't get me wrong, leveling Dryad sometimes is the play, but I feel as though some runners are probably going to level Dryad, which is perfectly fine. It's just gonna take more time, like I said. And also the other thing is leveling Dryad up. You're gonna have to level Dryad if you do. You're gonna have to level Dryad up to like level 4 because you want to get the most damage you can out of burst because you do not have Luna and you might not have walnuts depending on your money situation and whatnot. Speaking of money, that was a little bit on the scarce side on this seed. I mean, we got $1,000 from Tasnica, and that's about it. 400 gold from Tropicalo, and I think there was, I don't remember turning in the Sea Hairtail. I don't think we did. No, but I don't know what was back there either. So, and I think that was it, honestly. Just the 400 from Tropicalo and the 1,000 from Tasnica. There was no other money that was accessible during the run. Not that I know of anyway. I mean, there was money in the Mana Fortress, but by then you don't really need it. It's too late. So unless you grind chests to get money for walnuts to, you know, pay the Dryad tax, I like to call it. Yeah, I don't think leveling Dryad, while it's decent, it's a decent play to level Dryad. And if someone does decide to level Dryad in this situation, you need to level it up to like level 3 at the very least, or level 4, even level 5, because you want to get as much damage from burst as you can. You don't have any way of sustaining your MP unless you buy walnuts. And money, I don't want to say it's kind of hard to come by, but it's kind of hard to come by unless you grind. I feel as though leveling up Gnome and Sylphid was the better play here. Cheaper spells, and you pretty much get similar results for less MP consumption. All right, 127.52 is our time for this seed of the week, number 218. I did explain last seed that I was going to be taking a hiatus from SOM Rando for a little while. I don't know when exactly I'm going to, but it is going to be rather soon. I was planning on taking my hiatus like probably before Thanksgiving. Um, so let me see. Today is Friday as I'm recording this video. You guys won't see this until the next Friday when it gets put up. So let me see. Today's the 17th of October. So the next one will be 219 on the 24th, and then 220 on the 31st, which is Halloween. I actually might just take my hiatus after that, actually. It's a decent place to take my hiatus from SO and Rando right at the end of October. So yeah, I think that's what I might end up doing is I'll do the next seed of the week, 219, and then I'll do the one that comes out on Halloween, which will be number 220. And then after that, I'm probably going to end up taking my hiatus from SO and Rando. I'm not quitting the Rando, don't worry, but I'm just going to take a little break from it. I won't be running any seeds from SO and Rando after 220. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and say seed seed of the week 220 is gonna be my last Secret of Mana Randomizer seed of the week seed for quite some time. I don't know how long my sabbatical is gonna be. It's probably gonna be a couple of months, maybe. I don't know. Um, but I am feeling a little burnt out of this rando. So once that happens, don't worry, I will still be posting videos of other stuff. Another eating stuff I'll still be putting up. Career day stuff I'll still be putting up. And pretty much whatever I find that's interesting to run. Depends, I don't know yet. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and say Halloween 31st of this month is going to be my last seed of the week until I don't know. It might not be until the new year. It depends on when the burnout goes away. But I love this game too much, so my sabbatical might not last that long. Who knows? But anywho, there it is. 220, last seed of the week before my quote vacation from SOM Rando or sabbatical or hiatus, whatever you want to call it. Same thing. Who knows? I might be getting back into Just a Time. I might put up some videos of that. I don't know. Uh, Heaven forbid I go back to playing Free Enterprise. I don't know. I honestly, I pretty much quit Free Enterprise. I mean, I have my reasons. Like, I just don't, I just don't find it fun anymore, honestly. But that's just me personally. All right, anywho, 127.52 is our time. Do I want to put this time in right now? I might as well. I think I will. I'll go ahead and put this time in right now. 127.52. Wait. There we go. So one other runner has finished so far. The 144.03. That's actually not a bad time, honestly. That's not a bad time at all, considering what we had to find and where they were located. I'm looking at you, Luna, and Salamando, but yeah. So there it is. With that said, I will see you guys next time.